let's go. How did the journey begin for you with AI filmmaking? What were you doing before? Because I know you were a chef as well, and you were a DJ and all these things. Maybe you can tell me about your life before AI, like what you were doing, what your background a little bit, so we get the picture.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me today. I really appreciate the opportunity. And we met each other online through AI Filmmaking, so I really like this community, which the opportunity this gives. So to give context, since I was like 10, I knew I wanted to be a chef. I was lucky enough to know what I wanted. So I knew what school, I knew I wanted to work overseas. I like the creativity, the military aspect, and the career perspective, because French chef, the one I was seeing on TV, I was like, wow, this is cool. And I've always been quite a creative person. My family had my grandmother was a perfect ear pianist, and my mom was a national level dance teacher, modern jazz. She got a few awards as well. So I was always moving with music around me, choreography, dancing, costume, and so on. So it always made me want to be creative myself. And food was really something I could endlessly explore, because you can cook the same dish 1,000 different times differently, and that's something I wanted, like an endless source of creativity with my work. So when I was 18, I left France after 3 rough years of tough internship and apprenticeship in some pretty bad house. It really was hard on me, so I didn't like it. I decided I would leave France and prove that I can succeed. And then things went pretty well. I worked in Ireland, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Maldives, in Switzerland, in the Caribbean, and more recently in Saudi Arabia. The past 10 years, I was in like luxury 5-star hotel. I made 2 cookbooks. So I was doing all the photography, all the editing. I made a lot of content as well. I reached over 10,000 followers on Instagram, all food lovers. I had some video which did quite good, with like 120,000 views, 60,000 views. And I've been always sharing everything. So I posted over 1,700 dishes in the past 18 years. So I like to record everything. So I'm always worried like I will grow up badly and not be as good as I was before. So I was always tracking everything. So if I see the pictures and the dish and the name, I know I can redo it again. So like keeping data of everything. And then more recently, after 2 years of very intense work with the royal family in the Middle East, it was a role in the UK, France, and Saudi. With my wife, we decided to settle down in Marbella, Spain. We had some friends here. We always liked it here, so we decided to slow down. I was supposed to go back for a bigger role, but it didn't work out. So from there, I started to have, this was a year ago, March, February. From there, when I discovered ChatGPT Operator, which was allowing the model to browse itself in his own sandbox, to have a mouse, a keyboard, to do things for you. And then I also read that ChatGPT Pro, the €200 one, was PhD level. I was like, wow, so this is a new opportunity for me. I want to be stable with my wife. I want to still cook, but independently, and I want to have my own company. So I jumped full speed on AI. I signed up for the AI TCA from the European Union for AI certification. It took me almost a year to finish. So now at least I have AI certification. And then also I didn't want to be limited with European AI regulations. So I founded my own LLC in America called AVA Digital. And the idea from there was really to have to help future clients to create a copy of themselves. So a digital avatar to perform tasks for them on the computer, to create your own AI, to give a name to your AI, and so on. So I went really full speed with AI for over a year now. It's been a bit chaotic. There's been a bit of hallucination, let's say. I still cook with my wife. We have our own things going on in Marbella. We have done some event in Madrid as well. So we just host whole days or multiple day events for groups, family, business meeting, and so on. So I'm still cooking. But then on the side, it took me a while to figure out what to do with AI. Eventually, in the summer, to go back to the filmmaking part, I came across, I started to have an idea of a story. I was like, damn, with AI now, I can write my own story. So first, I was looking at the big classic science fiction, Star Wars or Star Trek, and so on. And I was like, okay, I want to create a science fiction story. So then I started talking with ChatGPT back then. I still had the pro account. Then I started to write a story called Nova Sidious. And then a few weeks after, I knew there was a movie award called Chroma Award. I don't think I think I introduced you to that one. This is a very well-established, very well-sponsored competition. And then I decided to create a film of 15 minutes with a science fiction topic. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into. This was post Nano Banana Pro, so it was all with Midjourney and then VO 3.0. I didn't win, but I did get a lot of, I connect with a lot of people. The film was quite appreciated. Like I said, 15-minute format. It took me 5 weeks to put together. And it did get some good traction on YouTube. I reached almost 30,000 views and 2,500 hours of watch time and 350 subscribers. So people appreciated the story. This confirmed that not everybody likes AI, obviously. From my end, I like to do the content with the animation style, so we don't try to do ultra realistic, so people don't get turned off. From there, I submitted the trailer of this one. I won some award in Korea, a little trophy, which is quite nice for Nova Sidious. And then after this, I jumped into the 1B award in Dubai, the Google one, which was cash prize $1 million. This one gave me high motivation, obviously, understandably. And then when I started jumping on it, that was the moment Nano Banana Pro came, was just released. So it was a game changer. So it made consistency and the director of image passed a task much easier. So in 3 weeks, I put a 9-minute film. I didn't win the 1B award, but I did get some film festival award. On Film Freeway, I did apply to get my work review. I paid a few one to get some feedback, and I was quite happy to see those were being appreciated. And then after the 1B award, the short movie I made, it was also science fiction called Artificial Ascension. I decided to check out AI music, which was something I never looked into. As I said before, with cooking, I was always a bit doing everything. So I like to build a website. I like to create a logo. I like to create an AI commercial video for my client. And then with music, I was like, okay, it's time to dig it. But this one hit me seriously because I thought of my mom, my grandma, my background, the dance and everything. So I was like, I need to do it proper. And then I got into an extremely intense loop, creating an AI artist, the persona on Suno, create a full album. And then I had the silly idea of creating a video clip where we can see the singer sing, but there's no actual lip syncing on VO. So this was very time consuming and very draining, but I'm quite happy with the result. I got some good awards as well with Film Festival, and then the feedback was very strong on this one. I went even a step further. Some people might think it's not good, but I labeled the AI album with DistroKid, and now the AI artist is always labeled as AI. Is available on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. So I was more of experimenting, like how far can I take this AI artist, this album? And I was very surprised that in 3 weeks' time, I managed to get labeled for €55, couple of hours, and then now it's available on all streaming platforms. So this will prove that AI will indeed saturate the existing market. This goes to a project I think I mentioned to you one time. I'm building a home smartphone app right now. I started with anti-gravity from Google. Now I'm using Claude Code. It's called OnlyFriend.ai, OFA. And the idea with this one is to people will have a place to share the AI content. So music, image, and video with the prompt. Because I think it's bad that regular content is not labeled as is competing with AI content. So I hope that we will have a social media platform, not Flow, Google, or Meta AI, like something new, not from big corporate, where AI enthusiasts will share the creation. And maybe we can even look in future with a subscription model where some users decide to share their prompts. Some top users think you should pay for it, so you pay a subscription. You can see how they prompt the AI and so on. I think the art of prompting will be strong skills to have. Not everybody has the same approach, and I think this would be something interesting. So that's why, I thought it would be interesting to share about OnlyFriend. And yes, so now to wrap everything up, so after the science fiction movie, 15 minutes, Artificial Ascension, which was Rewrite Tomorrow was the theme of the film. Then the AI music, Mia, someone else was the song. Now I decided instead of spending time on short film, I decided I should create a full movie. I think people will go down in history if they manage to create a whole movie on their own. By a whole movie, I mean something around 80 minutes. where you take care of all aspects on your own. So for the past 6 weeks, I've been building Henry, kid story, animated story inspired by my great-grandfather. So the story takes place in Vietnam in 1945. My great-grandfather was adopted by some French, my great-great-grandparents, which were based in Hanoi during that time. And then it's the story of the kid being separated from his cat. And then the cat goes all the way back to Paris to find his owner back. So I did, this time I tried to really follow the industry standards. So you were talking about AI earlier. I have my own AI assistant called Lucy, which is working on N8N and running on my Mac Studio at home. I'm using an open source LLM as well called Quen. So with Lucy, for example, she's really like a personal assistant. She do the email, the task, the to-do list, the calendar, reminder, and so on. Like all the things you will expect from a personal assistant, she can really help me with. But for AI filmmaking, for example, I created a big, all the things I like, all the writing style, the image style, the music style, the story, all the things I could find right and left during a few months. I put everything in Notion as in a knowledge base. And now when I ask, when I'm struggling with a prompt or a direction, I just ask my PA to fix things or propose things around what I like. And then he can access Notion and then reformat things for me. And it did work very well. I remember one time I had a client with very specific requests. I couldn't get it right with Gemini, with Claude, and so on. And then I was like, okay, try your Notion base with your agent. And then he helped very well. He was very good with this. So for the Henry story, I decided to first make the image world, to have the story, of course. From my end, personally, creative aspect never comes from LLM. I don't think it's there yet. If you don't have a vision, if you cannot preview the story in your head, if you don't have the story hook for the script and so on, then you're just going to get generic stuff. So from my hand, luckily, I've always been very creative. And with AI, I can manage to catch those ideas and then to turn them into something real. So with Henry, there was a 2 weeks process of doing very intense back and forth deep search with Gemini and Claude. That's my duo now. I use Gemini and Claude. I have Claude Max 200 months plus Gemini Pro. I think Gemini Deep Search Report is very useful for creating film. And then from there, I feed everything to Claude. And then from there, we generated 28 episodes. But it was a very long process just to get to those 28 episodes. And just yesterday, I think I shared it with you, I finished the first 6 episodes. So it's like 78 pages. I'm waiting for the new model, AI video model to come out, maybe VO4. I'm a Google fan in general, but I hear there's some strong model now coming up from China, so I might check it out. I just want to have a model which is unlimited, because you could lose a lot of money if you make a whole movie. Sometimes it takes, like Mia took me 3 weeks to get 3 minutes done with thousands of frames generated. Imagine if it's not unlimited, it would be very, very, very high cost. So I'm waiting for a new model. Also, I'm not rushing. I'm thinking like I should make a new market for me. So after music and film, to make book. I think it would be very awesome to print the Henry book story, which is very graphic. I'm very happy with the style. And it's a subject which is fascinating. The jungle of Vietnam, there's so many cool stuff. The journey on the boat to Europe, the journey in Istanbul, Paris in 1945 is very beautiful and graphic. And I'm even thinking of a new potential format without spending too much time making the film, in between the film and the book, where it will be like a video. The image of each story shows up. I make a loop, like a boomerang of the image. I put a music and then a voice over with the subtitles coming. So like people will watch the book, like you put this on YouTube Kids. So it's not like TikTok super fast a movie. It's 1 frame at a time for multiple seconds. There's little animation, little voiceover. You can read the story live and then you hear the music too. So that's a new format I'm thinking. But as of right now, after all this journey going right and left, I'm full focus on Henry. I have no deadline. It could take years. I have high standard and ambition, so I don't want this to be boring. I want this to be to the level of all the movies, animation I've watched in the past. So I know it's ambitious, but you need confidence. And then, that's pretty much it. I wanted also to mention another thing which I've been using quite a bit recently, and I'm very blown away by, is Claude Code plus Remotion. So Remotion does a very good graphic presentation, 3D and so on. I used it to share my open source project, common layer, I recently put together called Codec. So I was very happy. We made a very cool 3-minute video explaining, showing the navigation of the site. So Claude Code and Remotion is very nice. And more recently, I started doing my daily content again with Claude Code Remotion. One is the top 10 news with not just the heavy stuff, but also the positive news, the what the F fact of the day, breakthrough of the day. And now everything is very smooth, like a newspaper with Remotion. You have the map, the graph, very cool animation. And then also I started Anima TV, my short content as well with Remotion. Is just making like a mind-blowing fact, like throwing big things at the viewer, like the Fermi paradox, speed of light, and so on. And everything with Remotion. And I'm very impressed also with Claude Code. I use CoWork and Claude Code Schedule. So every overnight, the script is being written in a very specific way. I spend weeks fine-tuning my system prompt. It's not just auto mode, so this took quite some time. And then from CoWork, which is the agent, so CoWork, I don't know if you're familiar, but CoWork is like the agent mode. And then code is the terminal coding directly on your computer. Then it does that. It catches the script. So in the morning, I just get the notification. The video is ready for review. And then usually I will watch, take a dictate on the side, and then share feedback. And then I can finish the video. So this is cool, but is this also concerning that there's going to be a lot of AI slop, like some people say, saturating the web? Clearly, yes. You can code video now, So that's cool, but what is it going to be really the outcome? I'm proud of the content. I think it's nice, it's clean, it's interesting, it's better than most content I came across. But yeah, I think that's overall for filmmaking.
That's amazing, an incredible overview. I was interested when you said that animation you think is more forgiving than photoreal, and so you're going to go into animation more?
Yes, I was talking with Luis, which you also know, this morning about he just finished making, the paper cartoon. I don't know how you say, but like it's like cartoon with a box.
Yes.
And he made it in one day, and he's blowing up on Suno and YouTube compared to his ultra realistic clip. And I think it's only because there's a big AI hate, because we feel like AI is stealing from you, is going to steal your job, is stealing your creativity. And it's true at the end. Those people with this speech, I completely understand. But if you look at Maya Mia, the clip I made, which she's wearing 28 different outfits, I'm not a singer. I label it as AI. I was creative. I spent 3 weeks on it. If I would have get that AI song and then make it with a real singer. Some people done that now. Some very successful music on Suno was on Spotify blowing up, and then the guy which made the song hired a real singer. I don't know if you heard the story, to make it real with the human touch. Makes sense. So if I would have done that, and if I would have shot the clip with 28 outfits, 34 different scenes, how much would it have cost me? It would not be possible. It would not be feasible. It would not have the time. I would not have the fun. That's what AI allows me to. But again, it's ultra realistic. So some people will be like, oh, that's AI. Screw that. Boo, AI slop, boo, 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 AI haters, That's fine. I mean, at the end, I bless those guys. They push the algorithm, they put stamp down, it give me more exposure. But I'm trying to make them calm down. Like, look, it's labeled as AI. Walk away. Why you always block me?
Yeah.
It's AI content.
Yeah.
If you hate it, fine. But hate is a strong word too, you should. So yeah, I firmly believe that you can trick those AI haters by showing the way I'm doing for Henry would be computed animated film. That's literally what it is, computed 3D animation.
Yeah.
That's
CGI.
So why, right now I was talking about making video with Claude Code and Remotion in the terminal on my Mac. You can code this now, you can program this now, like it or not.
Yeah. So can we go into a bit more detail into the automation using Claude Code and CoWork to make a film? How does this look in a bit more detail? Like, I don't know if you've in the middle of the process, but can you explain the whole workflow, like how you would do it?
I build a system prompt. So let me try to grab it. Let's talk about the daily news.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always about like, asking your AI to role play. So then he knows what knowledge he needs to check out from his training, and then he will potentially condition himself. So you are producing my channel is called Tres per DM. So it's top 10 news, daily AI powered top 10 news report. I try to share it at 1 p.m. every day. And then, so there's a kill list of things we don't want. We don't want to repeat news from before. So you really need to cover every aspect that you don't want the AI to randomize. So there's a kill list, then there's a research news. I give specific link that AI can visit. Not every news media is allow API key call or bot visiting. So I have a very specific list of 10 different sources I like to use. Then I'm asking the AI to create top 10 story with 3 bonus. In case there's one story I don't like, I can replace with another one. So for example, it's 1 to 7 core report, conflict, geopolitics, market. Number 8 is breakthrough. Number 9 is a positive story. Number 10 is the what the F fact. And then the 3 bonus, balance rules, maximum 2 times this, one maximum 1 time this, represent 4 different global regions. So, you cover everything actually, I mean, that's my vision on this. I don't know if that's how journalism work, that was my personal approach. And then
are these, do they turn into videos or are they news that people can read?
Yeah, they turn into a video. You can watch a video on my channel.
Wow, okay. I need to watch this.
Yeah.
I need to see this. Okay.
And then there's a script part, so maximum this much word, it must to fit in this. I use Anthony Bourdain filter. I like Anthony Bourdain a lot. I know it's not good to give a name of people directly, but for that one, I did use Anthony Bourdain filter. And then, the full no acronym, metric special, metric only, do say kilometer, meters, don't write like this, money, how to write money, all those details. Step 5 is the building of the full VO script. So combining everything together, the structure, the intro, transition, the story, and so on. And then there's a lot of rules. Step 6 is building the JSON, so JavaScript format for Claude Code to put things in the terminal, and then validate everything with Python, and then save. So this, and then also have the audio and the music as well with this. So video structure, everything. So that gives you an idea of what goes into co-work, which is the agent, schedule every day, use my computer. If he needs to, he can go to the browser, he can take screenshots. But for this, he doesn't. Then from there, every day we'll share the script in a file that Claude Code. So Claude Code is the one with the terminal programming. And then from there, there's another prompt to build with Remotion. So project structure, input, where co-work drop the script, editorial rules. So again, there every day I'm fine-tuning. So there's a lot of elements I want, a lot I don't want. We need to use the space, we need the map there, and so on. And then the rendering process is all the steps. This one is a bit less. I mean, it's still quite big prompt. I'd be happy to share on your vlog a copy of it. And PM2 process, I have things always running in the back, dependency, common issues also for debugging. If I face issue with something, I like to keep track of it. So if this occur again, then I can refer it to, and then I already have the way out.
And so, okay, so you've used this kind of automated system for your news, but
recently,
could you imagine doing it for like a more cinematic film? Or no?
Well,
or would it be too automatic?
Okay, so that's a good topic. Because I'm actually so I was influenced by my PA Lucy, which is my Telegram and A10 agent. I gave her attitude, a bit of Bourdain attitude again. So she's like, dude, you have a MacBook Pro M1 16 GB. We're not gonna do much. You need to look to invest into power RAM. We need RAM. We need open source. I was like, wow, I'm very excited. There was Gemini. I was using Google AI back then. So I was like, okay. Then it starts being in my head. So I look for months, and then I secure a very powerful Mac Studio for €2,000. I bought it in the States. I bring it. So now I can run my own AI. There is, with Henry, I'm sorry to say, from my end, I feel like Google VO and Nano Banana, the quality has dropped terribly lately. I'm fighting so hard to get the right things for Henry, and the consistency is disastrous. The randomness is painful. I mean, it's not the way it used to be. And we know that they changed the server because they keep changing the rules and so on. But that's another topic. So I was like, okay, now I have a powerful computer. Every night it can do things for me. So then I start looking in Confi UI. So Confi UI is open source. It's professional. It's like the N8N of automation for content generation. So I haven't had time to dig it much yet. And also, even though I have a good computer, those models like Flux for image, which is the best one, or LTX for video, which is also the best one, is slow. Is using your computer like crazy. So if I want to make like 100 frames for Henry, it's going to take forever. Also, not every frame is good. Sadly, it doesn't come out perfect. So we still have skills to produce. So what I did on the parallel is I set up Confi UI with Claude Code again. Anything you code now, you don't have to do. I love to do myself and then go back to the chat. I do a lot of manual learning process. So I will copy the command myself in the terminal, see the outcome, and then feedback to the chat, AI chat, to see what to fix. But more recently, for N8N, for Confi UI, for many things, I connected directly to Code for the smartphone application I'm working on, OnlyFriend. I connect directly Code. So this allows me to talk with no copy-paste command or terminal language. Just I talk to Claude Code and then he will proceed. So what I did with Confi UI is I installed Flux, of course, and then I did some LoRa machine learning. So I fed Confi UI and the script to Claude Code. I want you to machine learn, extract the style of those 110 images. So I have a 110 image base book, lookbook for Henry, with 45 characters and 55 scenes, and they are perfect image. Back then, Nano Banana was beautiful. So it's a mix of Arcane style. I don't know if you've seen Arcane. It's beautiful. You should check it out on Netflix. They won a lot of awards. I will send you the link. You need to briefly look. I know you're busy, but you should take a look. So it's like between 3D and 2.5D. It's like my good prompt, which always worked, is like a high quality 3D, which has a hand-painted touch. And you must have seen it when you saw the image of Henry. So right now, I'm not getting that consistency, which I used to get when I made the book look for Henry months ago. I'm getting good image with big battle, but it's not consistent style. So I launched it took 3-4 days overnight for the model on Confi UI with LoRa and Flux to make technically a model which is going to create every image in the style of Henry. So what I'm thinking now is I'm going to extract. I have 78 images for the book now for the first 6 episodes or chapter of Henry. I'm thinking to extract them for Nano Banana, to fit them locally in my computer with Flux Confi UI, and hopefully it will adjust every picture to match exactly the style of Henry. So this is how far you can go with open source. I was also thinking, like, right now I'm using Nano Banana because it's faster. I'm familiar with it and it's faster. That's the main reason. Also best quality than Flux, let's be honest. But how amazing would it be to create your own content at home with not paying any subscription? It runs in the night. I'll be so proud if I manage to reformat every image I have now of Henry and make them perfectly consistent, perfectly same style using open source model on my computer. So that's something I'm looking into. It's still all a learning process. I never shy away from learning new things. If I have to watch some YouTube video, podcast, book, or ask tons of questions to my model, I will. Like, I don't shy away from any learning process. So I started with this. Let's see how it comes out. I will keep you posted.
Yeah, and when you talk about creating your model on your computer so you can do it locally and save money, are you basically talking about the video animation side of things?
So this is image. So Flux is a very strong model for image. Like I said, there is Confi UI. You heard of it, yeah?
Yes, a little bit.
So
I mean, I know what it is, basically.
It's a visual. You can visualize the backend like N8N or Zapier and so on. So it's very useful, but it's super technical. That's why right away I put Claude Code, because I don't want to go through. I just said the opposite, but this would be very long learning process to master the platform. Now Claude can do it for me, but I'm always very paying attention and asking questions to understand. You need to assimilate how things work. It's very important, I think, because sometimes the model goes completely off-road. And so I fed the 110 image lookbook from Henry to Flux and Confi UI, plus the LoRa thing, which is like machine learning. So you feed hundreds of patterns, that you want to duplicate. And then from there, technically, I will have a filter and refilter on my computer with Config UI, Flux, LoRa, which should generate very consistent image style for all. That's the idea.
Right.
But it's still ongoing.
But that's still at the image, still image stage.
Yes.
Then what happens for video?
Well, as I said, I have 28 episodes written for Henry. I've made 6. I will print the Tom 1 once I have 9, which will be 100 page. It's the journey from the kids' jungle to Hanoi departure. Once I have this, I will try to do the video book. I said I will print the book, but before that, I'm going to need to format every image. I need to find the trick to make every frame the same director style. Like you can tell this is Dune. You can tell this is, you know what I mean? Star Wars. So this is why I'm not there yet, and I'm exploring Config UI, LoRa, Flux. So this run, I have it ready. Once I'm making 2 more episodes, I finish the Tom 1, I will have 100 frames of the story in order. Then I'm going to try to filter those images through Flux, LoRa, Config UI on the computer. So I'm not there yet. It's in place, though. It's ready. It took 3 nights of doing 2,000 different things to create a model which will have the style of Henry. This is fantastic, really. Like, there's no public model yet which can do this much compute power operation. You know, you can't really make this problem. At the end, I don't know, maybe there is such, but I haven't come across. This is the way I went.
Yeah, I think some people have used Manus as well to batch generate Nano Banana images. But you seem to have a lot more control, of course, because you've got your LoRa and you're doing it also incorporating Config UI. It's amazing.
You know, sometimes also I feel like it's hard to, you need to pick your battle and to be loyal to some tool, you know. I used to have 3 different LLM. Now I just use Claude. I use Claude and my own model at home, and Gemini for deep research because I have a Google Workspace, so it's paid for already. But I'm 100% with Claude now, and a lot of private stuff or things fast, instantly with Qwen. I use Qwen, Alibaba AI, the 35B model, which came out last month, an incredible model, very good with tool calling as well. I spend a lot of time with fine-tuning the model for really, like, you need to create AI which helps you. Like I said before, my idea was have a digital avatar, a copy of yourself, like to take shortcut, but the way you want, not like a shortcut which are useless. Sometimes you think you're doing one, but you spend more time debugging, you know, and that's not the goal. So yeah, now I stick to VO, always been VO, Flow, Nano Banana. I cancel my Midjourney. I played around a bit, checked FreePic and Artlist and Open, but no, like, you need to pick your battle. So for now, I'm Claude and Google as well. And my local model, which I encourage people to look into owning their own hardware, to running their own model, to fine-tune it, private, no subscription. It's an amazing feeling. This is really, I believe, something that everybody will have. I think it's important to give your AI a name because it's an extension of yourself. You're accessing all the knowledge. And that's something I want to promote with my company and my big AI plan.
Thank you. And if you had to make a short film now, like the one you did, Nova Sidus or something like that, that would be your, right now, that would be your workflow. You would prompt with Claude Code, you would create the images with Nano Banana or Flux, and then which video, like if you right now had to start with film and you had 1 month, what would
right
you do?
Now, I have a small short film idea which stuck in my head, but I want to pick my battle, like I said, stop being everywhere. So I'm not going to start production, but I will do it eventually. But yes, if I would do right now a short 10-minute film, I will use Gemini for deep search. I will use Claude for planning and for the blueprint, and then Flow for image and video. But then it means I also have to pay again another $200 a month. So when I go on it, I will jump big time on it. And like I said, I have a very good Notion-based knowledge organized as well, which my PA Lucy has and which I access to. So this is quite useful. I recommend also to always keep track of things you like, because if you let the AI loose, it will look 360 degrees. If you give the direction, technically, it will look to one direction.
So I'm clear about the flow side of things, image and video, of course, but Gemini and Claude, you said for planning and for the blueprint. Can you detail this a little bit, this process? Or maybe you have done it
So
already, but it's gone over my head.
the way from my hand, the way it always starts is a phone call, a voice-to-voice chat with my AI. So I like to talk, to think out loud, and to get voice chat with the model. This really helps the setting up the process, like the creative process. And then if you want now, I really step up the game with Henry. So I can take you through for 1 second. So I really tried to imitate. I did a big role play on imitating the industry standard approach. I know back then I was asking you also, is that correct? Is that correct? It's like, for example, like who's gonna be, if I want to build a website, normally who is hired to do this and this? Okay, the developer, the graphic designer, the brand. Like then I will do a role play with this to get this area covered. So I will get the prompt done with Claude while chatting with it. I will get a deep search prompt, and then I will launch it on Gemini. It will run for 20 minutes. And then what I did for Henry is I use another Google tool called Notebook LM, which is different than Notion, but really incredible to for knowledge base as well, or for getting a podcast, a video, slide presentation from it. So let me try to open it so I can read you through it. What is this? So for Henry, I did a very massive one where there is the journey map environment flow, the storybook production pipeline, the three-phase structure, the tone correction guide, the character Bible, environment Bible, inner prompt, the voice style. So all of those things I pre-selected and saved this as a knowledge base. So when I do a Gemini deep search, instead of going randomly on the web, it's only looking this Notebook LM knowledge. So Notion is more typing, writing. Notebook LM, you can put PDF, doc, slide, and then from there you can do so many things. And it's a very strong option to use for knowledge base. You can also chat with it. You can answer any question about the thing you have. So yeah, lookbook, production, vault. I did a tons of research, historical research as well. I like to be realistic. I don't want to show a car model design which was created after the movie take place. I like to be accurate. So historical accuracy research detail, animated film analysis. Of course, always when you start, okay, tell me how I like this. I like Anthony Bourdain writing style. Okay, how can we learn about this? Like these type of things. So of course, I looked a lot into Japanese studio, American studio, French studio to come up with a blend of my own touch. The post-war travel research, Vietnam, 1945, journey map and environment, storybook production, this one you saw, AI screenplay architect, master character, and so on. So I have tons of files for Henry, but now I'm at the writing stage and I'm not getting exactly what I was after. So sometimes if you overcomplicate, it might not be optimal. And I try to always, I don't have, I do a bit of planning, but at the end you need to get manual. So like it took me 2 weeks, I think now, to 2-3 weeks to make 6 episodes of Henry, which is 78 images with story. At the end, it's good. I have everything planned. I have a big file with all the 28 episodes, every prompt, every reference to use for each image, each story. So this makes my life easy, right? But then as soon as the model is, like, for example, Henry is orphan, his mom passed away. But I don't want to show that at the start of the film. I want to show it in part 3 when he's in Paris looking at the photo. But then the LLM screwed up. So he produced 28 episodes after 28 deep search. And just now I'm realizing on episode 7, like, oh, why? You misunderstood. So then now I'm going to have to manually adjust. But I think that's the nice part of it, that you don't do autopilot mode. Like, I'm not creating a 1-minute video about top 10 news or mind-blowing fact with Remotion, Claude Code. I'm creating a story inspired by my family. I already had some success with AI filmmaking. I want to continue. I think what makes sense now is to create a full movie on your own, sort of. Of course, I talk with you, I talk with Luis, many people, I get input. But at the end, is to be a self-made movie. And like I said, I don't know when it will be done.
And in episodes, which then will be together, put together for a feature length? Is that the idea?
So I separated in 3 volumes. There's 3 different journeys. Each has a certain amount of episodes because I had a clear idea of the story the foundation of the story, all the character and so on, how to connect, how the journey could be interesting. So I really thought, like, you have beautiful image when you make AI film. It's a shame we don't use the image. And this is a kid's story, so I should try to sell it on Amazon, print it. I have 3 nieces and nephews, which are very young. It will be an amazing gift. So the idea was really, and it was logical for me. I know it's not standard for movies. Like, okay, the script, the story. Okay, the character, the lookbook, the environment. Okay, now the order of the story with the character, when, who meets where, and so on. Oh, let's make a book. For me, it was logic. Because when you and me, we make film, what we do with the still frame, the image is saved in the folder.
Yeah. So when you talk about episodes, it's episodes of a book, like chapters.
Chapter.
Okay, chapters. Okay, now I
I'm
understand.
mixing the world now.
Yeah. Got you. Well, sounds amazing, and sounds like you're creating a very beautiful story, but also creating it in a very innovative way. I mean, in a very creative and innovative, like, new way. So it's exciting.
You know, everybody use those tools differently. My mojo for my company is we speak AI, so you don't have to. You know, some people are big, busy businessmen. They don't care what Claude Code does or Confi UI to make image consistency. Like, that's not their job to learn that. There's hopefully guys like me. Like you have a doctor, you have a lawyer, you have an architect. You need an AI department. You know, like I was in hotel industry a few years back. They created the sustainability department. And then there was the sustainability manager, which will go and break balls all around. You need to do this, do that. It's amazing. It's good. But it's the same. I'm very certain that now some hotels, some company, they have an AI department. And what does it mean, AI department? It will help you take the shortcut you want it to take. For my end, for my client, I make the branding, the logo, the website, the AI commercial, the Google Ads campaign, the SEO. I can put a virtual personal assistant. I can make a chatbot booking system, a voice booking system, all independent, all open source, all yours, you know, like I'm going after software.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. Sorry, I'm all over the place. As you can imagine, I have a bit of ADHD, and AI helped me quite a bit with this.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's helped us to hear all about it. Any closing words?
I think it's we live in a, like, some people wonder if we are in a simulation. Like, if we are or not, this is wonderful. Whoever wrote the script is having fun. And if we are into one, then I put myself into it. That's the only explanation I may have. So have fun, of course, with AI, you know. I think it's incredible that you can access most of the knowledge that's ever been put out there to create something meaningful and nice. I've always tried to be ethical with it, you know, like not to put too much slop online or saturate or do some copy-paste business of other and things like this. So for me, it's really with this AI era, the filmmaking and so on, be curious. I know some people, it's very hard. For example, for my wife, it's very hard to imagine creating a choreography for a music film or creating a dialogue of someone in the train. Like for her, it's not possible. But she's very, she paints, she loves image and everything. So try to have fun creating image. Try to explore also creating music. Maybe you want to make a movie tribute of your grandfather's life. So start the project, learn with AI. AI is your best teacher. Like, just ask. You might not get always the right answer and the best answer, but this is your private teacher. This is the best way. Start, try, have fun. This is a new way of entertaining yourself, really. And I'm having the time of my life right now with this. I'm extremely excited. I'm reading the news that after 2032, we might cure all illness and never die. I mean, what is going on? This is crazy, you know? So I want to be part of it. I don't want to be a spectator. I want to be a builder.
Well, I don't think we're going to live forever, but everything else sounds
we
like
shouldn't. No, but you're reading things now. You're like, what? This is a video game, really? What's going on? But I don't believe in the simulation theory. But I like to joke with it.
Well, thank you so much. It's been great to talk to you. And
so
yeah, I think people will really appreciate the conversation.
Awesome. And please, let's not be stranger. Contact, reach out, Mikaël Farina, Ava Digital. Always happy to connect with people.
Absolutely. Talk to you very soon. Take care.
Thank you much. It's a pleasure. Thank you.